With radio, there's I feel like obviously having the privilege of knowing people like Abonji Ngampanza and so on and so forth. These are people that I get to share space with now and then, and I realized when I started getting a chance to sit with these guys, there's a lot we don't know, and this takes me to the last question when it comes to this topic of radio. So I listened to your last interview with the guy Umekji, right?
Yeah.
That interview for me personally, I cannot judge, but I do have a question. I think, or do you think that was pre-planned, the fact that, I'll go in there and take the interview into the direction that it went?
Not at all. Not at all. Mac G is a good man. He's genuine. He's one of the most authentic guys you'll ever find.
Yeah.
And I don't have a personal relationship with him. And I did mention it on the interview that I resonate a lot with him. I see a lot of me in him.
Yes.
The interview took a nasty detour.
Yeah.
If you are famous for controversy and you get invited into an interview, trust me, a question or two will come up about that controversy. So I'm here. I understand you.
Yeah.
I have consumed your content. I know what you're about, And I know this will go viral, so let me choose my words carefully.
Yeah.
But in that particular platform, I represent people who are also very naive and ignorant to certain things about you.
Yes.
But I still represent them. So I'm their voice, and as such, I will then ask you questions from their perspective.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that you can then have a chance to correct their perspective if it's in any way skewed.
And make them understand.
Correct.
Yes.
But now, because of the times we're living in now and this whole thing about cancel culture, you are very careful what conversations you are invited to. It was never my intention to talk about the things that he was asked to do. I was in the process of building rapport with him and then getting his take on things, and then the interview took another direction. And then just as when I was trying to bring it back, he was already hit snapped.
Yes.
So then it just became a back and forth to say, hey, guy, hey, listen, this is a safe place. You're in a safe place. This is us. We're just asking you these questions because we need to tick that box. Because someone out there who's not a chiller, who doesn't understand what you're about, is asking themselves these things.
These questions.
The only thing they know is newspaper headlines and all these viral things they know about you. So it is based on that premise that I would ask you these things. And if I don't, I will be doing a disservice to someone who doesn't know about you, but who knows these things of you, of this interview, that interview, and these things that you've said. And if you're known for asking people uncomfortable questions, then you should be able to take uncomfortable questions.
Yes.
He's a controversial figure. He is sitting on something he doesn't realize that could catapult him into an even bigger figure.
Yeah.
I see Steve Harvey in him. He's bigger than what he is. These are his early years.
There's still more to come.
These are early years. With the digitalization of media here in South Africa, it's going to take a different turn. Radio, as you know, it will change. From FM frequencies, all of that is going to go away now that with you. So Meg G will be at the forefront of that. So he needs to order his steps carefully because he's ruffling feathers.
Yes.
He's stepping on people's toes and just by being himself. He is on top of something so impactful that he doesn't realize. So I think he's also misunderstood. I think also he should avail himself more for this type of interactions.
Yes.
So that he can then actually unpack himself and people can see him for he truly is, not what they think he is.
He is, yeah.
He's always misquoted, he's also misconstrued, he's always taken out of context, and I gave him a platform to be to write that, but he doesn't know who is in his corner.
Yes.
Everything to him feels like an attack. In most cases,
he's going to defend himself.
It is an attack, you know. But that particular one was not an attack, but he didn't say it. But I understand him. I'm not saying it was right, but I understand why he did what he did, because to me also it felt like an attack. You know, this whole GBV hating women. Like I know, I'm talking about it girls.
Come on. That I actually I heard. That's why
I'm not talking about how you don't hate women who are doing it for themselves. No, I'm not about that life.
And I feel like with that interview, you know, instead of kind of like you say, you like at a point he had snapped, because I think even your co-host was very quiet for a long time on that interview, you know. But I think he had already snapped to the point where I think myself as a listener, I picked it up. You know, I picked it up. But I want to ask now, you know, this takes me to the next question. It takes me to the next question. So you are now working on your own podcast. You know,
100%.
You're working on your own podcast. You're going to be working on a reality show. But I just want to start on the podcast thing, you know. Babu Felix, like I said, as a young broadcaster, someone who loves what I'm doing, you're definitely the people that I listen to, I follow, you know, for all these tips and so on and so forth. So I want to know what a Felix Hlophe podcast would be like, because I'm going to be watching. Number one subscriber right here, you know.
Now, let me tell you, your magazine, my man, is doing the most.
Thank
I'll
you
tell you
so
now
much,
for free. I don't want for my podcast to influence you in any way, because you're sitting on gold. You know,
yes, I
you're
really
very
appreciate that.
easy to talk to. It's easy. Look, I'm getting goosebumps.
I appreciate that, man.
You're very easy to talk to. You're well mannered. You come across as a gentleman, and I can see how you were shying away from asking me controversial stuff, and that's because of respect. It's the individual you are.
Sir.